it's Miss Tammy. Today we're going to be talking about counting and how to do fun things for counting than just like sitting there and going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because while that is good, it's not always fun. And learning is supposed to be fun. So I have a couple things. The first one you can do is practice counting with flashcards. So I'm just going to start with 3 because if, some kids can count to 1, some can count to 10. So I'm just going to do 3. So you can hold up a flashcard and go 1 and then show me 1 finger. So they show you 1 finger. And then you can say, let's clap 1 time. 1. How many noses do we have? We have 1 nose. Oh, how many mouths do we have? We have 1. How many belly buttons do we have? We have 1 belly button. It's right here. So you can just find things that are 1. We have 1 door in the room, or we have 1 head. We have 1 nose. You can clap 1 time. You can jump 1 time. You can hop 1 time. Just anything. So just 1. And then you can show the next flashcard like 2. Let's see what we have. 2. How many eyes do we have? We have 1, 2. 2 eyes. How many hands do we have? 1, 2. There's 2 hands. How many feet do we have? 1, 2. So just count different body parts that have 2 of them. You can count your nostrils, kneecaps, shoulders, whatever. You can clap 2 times. Let's clap 2 times. 1, 2. You can have them hit the table if they like that sensory thing, or just if they're mad and they don't want to work, just be like, hey, let's hit the table 2 times. 1, 2. You can have them jump. You can have them hop. If they can snap, do snap. Same thing with 3, right? Oh, look, here's 3. We can trace 3. So let's trace it. 3. You can draw it in the air. 3. Let's draw 3 in the air 3 times. Ready? 1, 2, 3. We did it. We can pat our head 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And then just be really excited anytime they do it. Lots of positive praise. If they have a hard time doing it, praise them for trying. If they can't do it by themselves, help them and then praise them for letting you help them. Because some kids in my class, they have a hard time picking up things or hitting the table. They have a hard time controlling their arm movement. So you just kind of hold their wrist or their hand and go 1, 2, 3. And then say, well, you let me help you do 3 times. And just use the word 3 as much as you can, or whatever number you're doing. So that's one fun way to use a flashcard and then find things that have that same number. With 3, it's hard to do body parts because you don't have 3 of a lot of body parts. You can use fingers, right? 1, 2, 3. Or sign language is 1, 2, 3. Actually, it's this way, 3. You can pat your head 3 times. You can jump 3 times. You can find 3 things in the room. So let's find 3 squares, or let's find 3 toys, or let's find 5 markers, whatever you're doing. And then as you do that, have them count while they do it, and so you can count for them, just model like 1, 2, 3, or you can have them help you count. So 1, say 1, or you can see if they can do it by themselves. Whatever level they're at, start there and then try to get them to the next level. So if they need help, help them, and then partially help them, and then let them do it by themselves. If they can do it by themselves, that's awesome. Have them try to count to 4 by themselves instead of 3. Another fun way to practice counting, is dice. So I have some big dice. You can use little dice. I've also made my own dice. I like origami, so I just made like a little paper square box and wrote numbers on it. I have some whiteboard dice. I have dice and there's like little whiteboard things on each side. You can use those. Just any dice. So you have them roll the dice. I'll show you. So you roll it and then you count. What number did it land count how many dots. And I like the big dice because they can feel the difference. It divots. So if they have a hard time seeing or they just like sensory things, you can go, 1. How many dots are there? There's 1. And then same thing, have them move. If they like to move, have them get up and say, let's jump 1 time. 1. Or you can stomp your foot 1 time or raise your fist in the air 1 time. Just anything to help them get the movement, and actions help the brain remember stuff. So signing helps them remember. You can clap 1 time, whatever. So same thing, roll it. Oh, it landed on this number. How many dots are there? And then have them fill it with their finger while you help them count. So 1, 2, 3. And then clap 3 times. Do something 3 times. Find 3 things. They can pat their shoulders 3 times. They can wave their hands 3 times. 1, 2, 3. They can touch their nose. They can spin in circles. Something to just help them do it. And as they do that activity, count. Because the more they hear it, the more it's familiar to them. And they'll keep doing it. So here's dice. If you're working on counting 1 to 6. This dice doesn't have divots. It just has dots, so you can have them touch the dots. If you have them touch while you count, it works on that 1-to-1 correspondence. So when they start counting objects or something, they're already used to touching as they count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We counted to 5. How many fingers do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So just movement and energy, lots of positive praise, enthusiasm. It helps them focus more. It helps them stay focused. It helps them remember things. Along with the dice, I just made this simple board game. I got a little paper. I made it into a pond where there's a side that has like a road. So I would roll the dice and count. Oh, it landed on 2. How many? 1, 2. And then if you want to do a board game, you can use Candyland board games. You can just get a whiteboard and draw 4 little dots or whatever, draw a little path. Things are fun. So they roll it, you count to 2, you get your little person or whatever, and the more choice they have in what they do, the more they want to do it. So you can say, we did 2 things. Now we're going to play a game. Do you want to use the car side or the pond side? Or if you give them things, you can say, do you want to use the red dinosaur or the yellow dinosaur? And let's say they want to use the yellow dinosaur and the car. Then you just do, okay, 1, 2. Right? So you put on the second spot. And then you roll the dice. It's your turn. So you roll it and go, oh, I got 6. And have them help you count even for your turn. Because the more practice they get, the more they'll do. Practice makes permanent, right? So if we keep practicing, keep repeating it, they'll remember it more. And then you move yours. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or whatever you had. And then you just keep going. If they don't like the board game, don't do a board game, but you can still have them use a manipulative and move spots or bounce on their face, or they can have a car and they can run it back and forth. Just anything to get them moving and excited about counting. Another way to count is manipulatives. I just have these little dinosaurs. So you can pull some out. If you're working on colors, say, let's find the blue ones. Oh, look, there's 1, 2, 3 blue ones. And then you can play a little game with them. Oh, let's talk. Oh, look, this is number 2. What does number 2 say to number 3? And they can talk. You can name them. And then put them down after a couple minutes. Okay, what other color should we do? Let's use purple dinosaurs now. So here's some purple ones. Oh, they're talking. Look, there's number 1, number 2. 1, 2. And just practice counting. It's fun. It's more energetic. If you don't have dinosaurs, most people don't laying around, you can use cars. You could use, if they like candy, use Smarties. Have them count the Smarties, and then they can eat them if they count them right. You can have them count cereal. You can have them count just anything that they like. They like trains. If they have multiple trains, do that. If they like to swing, you can roll the dice, or you can show them flashcards, right? If we're working on this, we could say, okay, we have 3 or 4 times. How many times do you want to swing? Or how many times do you want to jump? Or how many minutes do you want to work? And have them choose. And then as they do that, count whatever number that they chose. Because the more practice, the better. Some other fun ways to practice counting are dominoes. And same thing, you can fill them, you can match them. Let me show you. Okay, so we have dominoes. They both have 2, right? We can say, oh, these look the same. Let's count how many are on each one. There's 1, 2. We got 2. Let's count how many are here. 1, 2. They're the same. Look, 1, 2, 1, 2. 2 and 2 are the same. So just have them practice. You can have them match it. So there's some fun activities to practice counting. That's not just sitting there like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To make it fun, to make it exciting, because learning is fun. Learning is awesome. We get to stretch our brain. We get to make it stronger. So hopefully you enjoyed this and have fun counting.